Yo guys, what is up? Welcome to So Crypto, your home for crypto TA. I am your host Martin, and today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin to 25k. Now, if you're catching this from live, welcome, and if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. I really want to know what you're thinking. Also, if you want to be up to date with the latest crypto-related news and technicals, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button and the bell, that way you will be notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with me whenever the stream is on, join me on the Discord. Links will be going out here shortly. Actually, pin at the top of the chat. Let's do this one here. And yeah, how's it going, Philip and Andrew and BL? Thank you guys for being here. Alrighty, let's look at market cap. So we had some bearish divergence, remember? We had some hidden bullish. Said we try to hold at 20. We tried to hold, but we failed ultimately on some kind of double topping motion here that we had on the daily. Not the cleanest looking double top, but we happened to hit about the same level on market cap as we had back here. And obviously failed to break higher than the previous high, having that bearish divergence still put pressure and move down. If you remember, that's something that we discussed. Then we had the hidden bullish, still developed down here, still tracking to here, and finally triggering and getting us above that 20, right? So we had here, help us held at that 20. We failed to go higher, but we still tracked it, right? Still had it. And now we're getting our small bounce, which is good. 9% gains yesterday, right? And overall, at least for Bitcoin, it was 9 point something. I guess for the rest of the market, it was around 8.02, right? So not bad. Still above the 1.03 trillion. Finally getting above it and trying to sustain it, right? Now we have to close above that 1.03 trillion for a couple of days. And then things should be looking better, right? Once we are closing above that zone, things would definitely be looking much better for crypto. Meaning we could be looking for higher areas of value, right? So with that said, let's go check out Bitcoin. Where's the Bitcoin at? Market Wizard. Yeah, what's up, dude? Anyways, let's wait for this to load and then see what we had. Remember, we had the bearish divergence, sort of double top forming, had that hidden bullish. So if we bounce, we're going to go for that back test here, right? That was on Monday. So here we're on Monday. I haven't been here since that Monday. So what we had held, right? I said if we failed to get higher, we get higher in this previous high, ultimately a double top, and that bearish divergence that we just kept on building up. Remember, once, twice. Finally triggering us down to support. That's fine. Nothing to worry about. Still at 21,420. That was one of the targets that we called for. And that's nice that we held there. Again, that hidden divergence still tracking, right? Still tracking. And finally triggering. Just against the MACD, not against the RSI. And very nice gains, right? Like I said, 9%, 9.5%. Today, another 1%. So between yesterday and today, Bitcoin a little bit over 10%, almost 12% gains. Not bad. Hidden resistance at the 24,948. That's the number up here. And then right now, resisting at 24,770. We got to close above those zones for things to go a little bit better for Bitcoin, right? Do we have anything that we should worry about? And the answer is yes. It's not going to be immediate. And depending on how strong the move that we get is, you know, how this is going to play out. But for now, finally, we are starting to develop that bearish divergence from one island on the MACD to the next island, right? So we didn't have it back here. We're all within the same island. Now we have it from here to here, right? Look, positive momentum island starting to build, creating that strong bearish divergence, not just against the MACD, also against the RSI, right? So watch out. Not everything is glittery and hopeful money flowing through crypto, right? We might see a downturn once we hit 25,000 or somewhere around there. Again, like I said, it's going to depend heavily on the move and how bullish we are feeling, right? This is just going to start putting pressure, right? We could still go on building that positive momentum, right? And still carry on that bearish divergence. It's starting to develop. It's not fully there because we haven't confirmed it. How do we confirm it? Well, we see a sort of peak, and then we see a downturn that starts to follow. You know, we are being overbought. Strong bearish divergence while overbought, right? Here at 83 and here at 70.15. with bearish divergence, that tells us that we should be looking for a downturn, right? But again, it's going to heavily depend on what market conditions are. So if market conditions are extremely bullish, which we could say they're bullish since the beginning of the year. I'm not sure we'll call them extremely bullish, but they are bullish. So since they're bullish, we might be looking for some upturns still. So there's a chance that the bearish divergence that we're developing might not play out, right? Now remember, this might still go up a little bit more and we're still going to have it. We could have it all the way back here, right? And track it all the way back here as divergence. So it needs to pump quite a bit. That means it needs to get above that 25,000 and probably head for the 26, maybe 27,000s. And maybe by then we'll negate this bearish divergence. So the one is still going to be there, still going to put pressure on the price, and still might make us move down. If you remember, that's something that we discussed a while back. We were playing with some ideas on the weekly, not necessarily on this chart, but if you remember, was it on this chart that we were playing around with this idea of how this was playing out, how we sometimes get those nice bounces that come up quite a bit more before we get back down? And I think we're targeting somewhere around 29 to 30,000. We could see a hit before we drop to a 12Ks. Remember, I think it was here that we were talking about the motion, right? 1, 2, and then get back up to this level, right? Before actually drop again. So yeah, we're still almost getting there. Firebird, thank you very much for that subscription on Prime, and much appreciated, my friend. All right, so we get this motion here. Yeah, very, very similar to what we have seen in the past, even back here, right? That nice rally here, and this back on are we back here on 2018? Yeah, look, let's go on log scale. Let me hide the Bollinger Bands and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Why did it just all right, there we go. All right, so on this rally here, right, this small rally that we're getting here, this is what I'm looking at right now. That could be somewhat similar to what we're seeing here, right? So maybe we're somewhere at this area before we drop again and get that nasty drop. Not sure that's the drop we're gonna get. That could lead us to 12,000 for sure, but have downturn with the upwards motion, drop with the upwards motion, right? Downturn, the downwards motion, rally. Right, maybe come up here again, 29,000, 30,000, right, somewhere on the zone. We'll actually break back down. Again, I don't think we're out of the woods 100%. I'm not being bearish or anything like that. We're starting okay with the year. But we need to sustain it a little bit more. I think if we get above 30,000, we start getting better recovery, then we might be saying, yes, that could have been the bottom. But for now, I'm still being, careful. Yes, it is a good time to put, some donate. I think there's some good upside right now. What we're seeing on the daily, a little bit on the area that, yeah, you should be a little bit worried about, whether or not we might get some downturn. But other than that, market conditions are extremely favorable right now. And yeah, I think that's where we're at more or less. So let's zoom in here again, and let's bring out those Bollinger Bands and go to shorter time scales, right? For our chart, man, low time, more positive momentum, higher on that RSI. I overbought it at 87.20. Let's see this, man. We definitely managed to come slightly lower here around that 4-hour chart before we started that nice upturn, right? What this tells us against the RSI is that we have bullish divergence, right? Bullish divergence, strong potential fraction of the upside, getting that nice upside. Nice move, right? Last time we had, again, that bearish divergence. Remember, we had it once, twice, 3 times in the 4-hour. With that potential to hold top, getting that hidden bullish, trying to hold. Again, we were trying to rally. That's what we call here when we were live on Monday of the 6th. So our call so far up to here was good. Again, like I said, the hold top and could put pressure on the price if we failed to get higher. Again, coming through. And I was getting that drop to that support zone again, right? Hit it spot on with this wick. Right, so very, very nice hit. Then the rally with the bullish divergence. So yes, things are working. Divergences are working, bullish and bearish. that would tell us that, neither party is in control 100% because bearish indicators are playing and the bullish indicators are playing. If I had to say, I would guess bullish indicators are playing. Bullish indicators are playing with a little bit more strength, right? So that's where I would put that at. All right. So, what else? I think that's it for Bitcoin. We don't have a lot here. Just impulse up, upslope consolidation that tends to break back down. We're failing to get a close above that 24,770. That could lead us again to some downwards motion. Maybe back to some of the 20, even 23,000. 23,203 before we see some upturn again. Anything that is upsloping tends to break down. We already discussed that. So let's see how this keeps on behaving. Again, there's really nothing bearish though. Just if we keep on rallying here, we're definitely going to start developing some bearishness. Just 3 candles on the 1 hour. They're tiny, so I'm not gonna. Yes, they're upsloping here. We're coming down on the MACD, but I'd rather wait until we get some nice green candle popping here before we actually call that divergence, right? At least if it's going to be within the same island, we'd rather have that that dark green candle, right? Let's go check out Ethereum. Right, so man, Ethereum taking a while to load. Man, this is gonna. Oh, it says wait. All right, so you gotta wait now, I guess. Here we go. Load up. All right. Ethereum very nice recovery again. We had the bearish divergence, found to get above, the resistance at 1,674, which we kind of talked about. Getting our downturn again to supports. That's fine. Again, spot on hit with that drop 2 days ago on Monday, and now, right, we're getting an upturn, so that's fine. Hidden bullish coming through, right, helping us hold. Now we finally have it. We had it to here, sort of, but to here it's definitely playing out a little bit better. There's some negatives here, right? Again, they're tiny, but 0.5 or so, 0.58 negative. So from here to here, right, and from here to here, right? So again, bullish divergence hidden, action to the upside, very nice, breaking that 20, breaking the resistance at 1,674, and I think this is because Bitcoin's rallying, right? Bitcoin's rallying is dragging Ethereum up with it, 7.63%. Less than Bitcoin. That tells us that yes, Bitcoin is rallying and it's pulling the market up with it because the rest of the crypto assets, or at least the major ones, are not performing as well as Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is leading this charge, right? Nice move. Again, glad that we're holding that zone above that 1,674. Now we have to close above it for today. And still for tomorrow, right? Get that confirmation because we closed right on it and we're opening it right on it. So we need to close for 2 days above, and then we get confirmation that we're ready to move back up, potentially to the next area, and that's gonna be up here around the 18,000s, I think. Sorry, 1800s, 1,857 or 51 or so, right? I think we hit over 25k. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because there's some bearish divergence that's developed right now on Bitcoin. We don't have it here on Ethereum. We kind of have it on Ethereum, just against the RSI, not against the MACD. Remember, this could be tracked all the way down here or to this higher spike here on the RSI, just so we don't go over data and it doesn't get too confusing. I'm just going to draw it from here to here. It's still there. Bearish divergence, strong potential for action to downside, right? Watch out for that. Watch out for that. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Bearish divergence, action to downside, right? That came through from the daily, I think. No, it's from the 4-hour. Weird, because I don't remember drawing on Ethereum. Did I just send the stuff from the daily back here? Yeah, I did. That's why. Something off in my Ethereum chart. There we go. That's what they were showing there. So I wanted them to keep them on the daily, and I didn't. It's like, that makes no sense. I haven't drawn on that chart. So here we go. 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart on Ethereum. This is coming from the daily as well. Let's send it back there. Let's get out of the 4-hour. It makes matches with this. That's fine. All right, now let's look here on the 4. Going up higher, more positive momentum higher. Still on this drop again to that area of support. Again, we're trying to hold support here at 1,514. They're dropping to the next area, having that bullish divergence developed and holding, right? And holding nicely, actually, with that bullish divergence and helping us to pump a little bit more, right? From oversold to oversold again. When we're oversold, we look for that upturn, right? So we're getting that nice upturn. And this is what we're getting here. Is right what I was calling for Bitcoin on that bearishness. Remember on the 4 hour, I think, or the daily, we had some kind of bearishness that's developing while we were overbought. So just like here we're oversold, we're having that bullish divergence strong. Here we have that bearish divergence strong on Bitcoin. That was going to lead us to a potential downturn, right? How long did it take me to get comfortable with learning all this? I'm not sure, man. A while. It was such a long time ago. That 2008. That was such a long time ago that I don't even remember how long it took me. It wasn't that long though. It's not hard. I mean, if you're good at identifying patterns and things that repeat themselves, all trading is, for the most part, in technical analysis, is watching out for the patterns. Right, so if you're good at identifying patterns and you know what patterns you're looking out for, then this is much easier. Right, there's no other way around it. That's just the way it is. Right, if you know what a head and shoulders look like, if you know what a cup and handle looks like, if you know what a 3 fallen peaks, 3 rising valleys, inverse head and shoulders, double tops, double bottoms. Scallops, whatever you're looking at while trading, divergences, where to fib, right? All you're basically doing is just looking out for patterns that play out, and then we know that based on psychological analysis that's been done on trading, I guess, or people, we know that these patterns have a certain probability that they're going to play out to a certain strength. And obviously those strengths changes given market conditions, right? If the market is bullish, the bearish indicators are not going to play out as strong, and the bullish indicators are going to play out much better. While if the market is bearish, we know that the bullish indicators might not play out as strong, and the bearish indicators will play better. So again, a lot of this is just repetition, right? You just get good at looking out for patterns. And then you just basically learn what patterns work best for you, right? And then you just basically look for those patterns and then you try to trade them. That's it. Cool. All right, so nothing else. We're bought at 79.40, and let's go to the 1 hour chart. Scrog, what up, dude? Again, nothing here that, goes crazy, right? We're dropping more negative momentum, lower still. Yeah, everything here is fine. Again, we're rallying with Bitcoin above the 20, above 1,674. Not liking the fact that we're not flagging properly here at the rally. It might be that we haven't finished rallying yet on Ethereum, but it does certainly seem that we have some kind of break here. With resistance at a key area again at 1,674. That just tells us that our supports and resistances are working. But there's really nothing going on. Again, we're going up higher, more positive momentum higher still. If anything, the 4 hour chart, bullish divergence strong is what's driving on Ethereum, but we know the movement comes from Bitcoin. So it's not going to matter because Bitcoin's rallying and it's making the market rally with it. Just if you remember, Bitcoin had the bearishness on the daily that could be that could start to spell trouble. Right? Because now we're going from one hour to the next. Again, it needs to continue developing. Like I said, and it is just a waiting game, right? So again, like I said, here on this move, we anchor it from the previous zone, so we back here. I just don't want to go over the data, so I'm just drawing it like this: once, twice, 3 times, right? That line, if I drew it straight, would be from here to here. Positive momentum building, right? Bearish divergence, strong potential for action to downside at a key area of resistance, very close to 25,000. Already wicked the 24,900s, right? So very, very close. Again, bearish divergence. Well, right now over, but barely there at 70.23. And like I said, if we keep on rallying a little bit, we're still gonna go on developing this island. So long as this island stay lower than this previous island, that bearish divergence is still gonna be there, and it's definitely gonna put pressure on the price. It might make us break back down. When is that going to be? I'm not sure. Maybe 26, 27,000, 28,000 even. It's going to depend on how quickly rally slowly. You know, it's going to take forever, man. So we might never get above this first island. We're always going to have that divergence until we break it down. If we do it fast, there's a chance we might try to break it. No longer have this divergence, and then we're clear for continuation to the upside. But for now, again, there's that bearishness. It's starting to develop. I'm not going to say, we're going to go down right now. I mean, this hasn't even closed for today. It's just started. We still have 20 hours to go on this candle. So just take it easy. Just know that there's going to be divergence. It's probably going to develop. It's going to put pressure on the price. If it goes right down now for today, right, it goes and closes here at 23,800s. Guess what? That positive momentum is going to go to negative. And we're no longer going to have that divergence against the MACD. It's just going to be there against the RSI. Yeah, it's still going to put pressure on the price. We already lost it against the MACD. So again, we got to watch a little bit more development on this candle. We still have a lot of time to go on today for today's candle. But that divergence is definitely starting to develop. All right, could put pressure on that price. I heard something about XRP. I'm not sure what. A lot of Twitter XRP talk. I'm not sure. Is it rallying? It's at 40 cents. All right, let's check it. All right, so it's not going crazy. So we're not going to waste a lot of time here. Hidden divergence, hidden bullish, right? Low, higher low at support at 37 point. So again, I love it when I don't look at the charts for the longest time and look at the drop almost hitting spot on, right? Resistance here, support at the same zone. So we know our areas are working. That's just fine. We haven't looked at XRP in a long time. We haven't looked at XRP since, oh no, we went too far. I think maybe October. We probably looked at it, but we hadn't developed anything. But on the daily, last thing we have drawn is in October. So yeah, stuff's still working, right? Stuff's still working. Let's go and check out ADA. All right, 0.41. Still trying to recover on ADA. Very nice rally. Today's sustained. Not bad. 7 and 8. So recovering better, actually, than Bitcoin. I'm not going to say ADA is leading the charge, but ADA had that bullish divergence that we talked about, right? Haven't talked about ADA developing this bearish divergence. I think we might have briefly talked about it, but I don't even remember if we looked at it whenever I was here last time. But there was divergence developing here towards that resistance at 40.7. We finally broke above it right now, coming back down to back test it. Not looking bad at all. The move looks good, actually. And again, that divergence was coming up here. And here, eventually it's coming from here to here, and then from here to here again. So putting pressure on the price. And then from positive to negative. And then, yeah, finally breaking down in there. And again, get a nice recovery coming through. Now, the thing that it's going on here, and again, if I were to draw it like this, I'll be going over the data. I usually don't like to go over the data. But that is how that line would definitely go. Again, high to a higher point. And again, this is the highest point that we have on the RSI, and we're still coming in lower, right? So that divergence is going to be there, right? We have strong bearish divergence with potential for movement to the downside. We are getting it. It's going to be key for ADA to hold 40.7. If it doesn't hold that 40.7 cent mark, it is going to be a potential disaster, right? That's going back down to 20. All right, so it has to hold. It has to hold. And just like Ethereum and the rest, there's hidden divergence, bullish, that happened to, come by and help the markets push a little bit higher. Again, that just comes here against the MACD. It's there, helping us get that rally, breaking that resistance at 37 cents, and then that 40.7. So nice. That's it, just nice. Now's a good time to be trading these. Going higher, more positive momentum, higher still. There's really nothing bearish here. On the bullishness, we had some bullish divergence. Again, if you guys are already getting used to how to spot these things, all right, divergences, you should be doing a lot better. Divergences just tells us that trends are weakening, right? When trends weaken, we tend to get shifts in trend, right? So they go opposite. Yay! So divergence, great indicator. Easy to do. I don't take a lot of time. Then here we have some bearish divergence, strong, starting to develop. Part of the reason that we're starting to get that downturn, and I don't think Bitcoin had this, but it'll be interesting to see if ADA is leading the charge. If ADA starts to drop and then Bitcoin drops and follows, and ADA is definitely taking some kind of hold. But I doubt it. I think it's more of a Bitcoin-centric move right now. 84.5, 85, slightly higher. So we don't have that bearish divergence against the RSI. It's just against the MACD. And yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. So starting the day, guys, I'm gonna try to be coming in more off on a day-to-day basis. Hopefully that's gonna happen. We shall see, but that is the goal for this week, or whatever's left of this week. Right. And yeah, that's the idea. Getting the streams back on a regular basis. I think that's doable, and I think it's gonna be very good. I mean, I liked the week-to-week stuff, right? Because it really allowed for us to look at Bitcoin and then see how the calls are, right? Which is something that you guys always requested a while back. It's like, do you have any rating of how the calls are doing? And since we're doing it on a day-to-day basis and we're always shifting stuff, it overall we knew we were really on track and we were hitting consistency. How the markets were doing, and our calls, we knew they were spot on. But doing this on a week-to-weekly basis definitely allowed for a lot of the swing trade TA to be shown, right? Because on a day-to-day basis, it's harder because you're starting to drop, but you don't have anything developed on the daily. You have stuff that's starting to happen on the 4-hour, and then you're trying to find stuff to talk about sometimes when you just talked about it yesterday. So it's very repetitive, right? It's very, very repetitive. So overall, I think the doing it once a week really allowed for that TA on swing trading to shine through, and for you guys to be able to see how spot on the calls were, because we weren't shifting stuff, right? Unless something crazy was going on, I would go on Discord and show you guys what was happening. But other than that, from Monday to Monday, we're getting some moves, and the moves were good, and they were spot on calls, and yeah, it just didn't come on Monday. And if we would have been here on Monday, we would have talked about the bullish divergence that's developed and how that was going to help the market rally towards, today, Wednesday, which is basically what we're getting. But, it's, yeah, well, I wasn't even looking at the markets, to be honest, these last 2 days. Monday, I didn't even get a chance to look at the market. And, but I'm not really missing on anything. So, whatever I had set up, it's set up, and that's it. I'm not coming back down to shift things right now. 25K, I think is doable. Someone says, well, we hit 25K before it bounces back to 20K. I think we could reach 25K. I think we could reach 25K and still have the bearish diversion and then drop. I think it could be likely, given the 8% rally that we got today. People are going to start feeling bullish on Bitcoin. A lot of people, including Trillion Theory, whatever his name is, the guy who does the stock to flow model for Bitcoin. He's even come back down and say it's on again, right? Or their bull market's on again. So it could be that we're starting that bull market. I think it's still a little bit early to call it, right? But we shall see. Plan B, yeah. It was a nice safety net when you were trading futures to discuss market out. Yeah, I mean, it kind of works if you're doing more of a short-term trading. Which is fine. I usually don't take longs and shorts. I don't like taking shorts and longs because one, you're basically not holding the asset. You're just basically trading a derivative of the asset. And I rather own the asset, right? So basically, it's just like borrowing the asset at a certain price to sell it at, short it and sell it at the lower price. You're basically doing an opposite transaction, making your money there. But for me, it's not as fun, I guess, or as interesting to be doing that. I'd rather just own the actual asset and hold it and then sell it than, to long it. I mean, yes, you could do 100x, 20x, 10x. But, if you're holding Bitcoin, basically, and your outlook is that over the long term, Bitcoin is going to be doing better, then you're basically long on Bitcoin because you're not selling it short, right? You're long on Bitcoin, and your position's probably long because you believe that Bitcoin's going to be doing better over the long term. So you're not going to sell right now. So you have a long-term outlook, right? So you're long on Bitcoin. Now, if the market was dropping and you need to liquidate Bitcoin, you're probably short on Bitcoin. That means your position's short or smaller, however you want to call it, because you're selling your actual Bitcoin. Just long and short does not only apply to trading, futures and derivatives and whatever you want to call it, leverage trading. Long and short also happens to be when you're holding assets and you have an actual position that you're holding. You're holding for long term, you're selling on the short term. It just depends on what your outlook is. Yeah, would you rather not worry about the tax burdens? Yeah. Would it be a smart way for a retest? I'll go now. Yeah, LRA. If I answer that, that could be considered giving financial advice. I cannot give you financial advice, man. Make up your mind. You have information. I'm proud. I think I might not be the only channel that you're looking at. So, given that that's the case, you probably already got enough input as to where the market can go or what the market might do. Now, how much would you put in, right? It is all a matter of risk. You don't put it all in at this point, right? You can put a little bit, then if it starts to go higher, you might add a little bit more. If it starts to drop, you might, try to DCA on the way down, right? There is a chance the market might turn down. It is starting to develop bearish divergence. It's not fully developed yet. It could still go 25, 26K before we hit that divergence to trigger. It could trigger, tomorrow. We close on the positive momentum. It's a tiny island, and we go down tomorrow. We don't know yet overall. It is starting to develop that bearish divergence. We don't know how soon it's going to trigger because we have not got any continuation. Like I said, it's just been 4 hours into today's candles. We have a long time to go before we actually know what the day is going to be closing, right? The day might turn back down. We're going to lose that bearish divergence against the MACD. We're going to keep it against the RSI. And then, it might get us to go back down still. You can always DCA, right? You don't put all in, at least not when you're getting into a risky asset like crypto, right? I would not be going all in. So, I would just say going slowly, right? You can add a little bit in. I'm not sure how much you have, but let's say you have I'm just gonna give a round number, 1,000. Just put in 100 today, or maybe 150. If it starts to go up, you can always add, maybe 200, 300 if you believe it's just gonna go ballistics and get out of here and then just go to the moon. Then you can add a lot more, right? But if you see it's gonna start to drop down. And you don't want to take that risk because you want to buy at a lower point. You don't want to DCA. You can always exit, and whatever drop we're gonna get from 20, what is it? Where we're at right now? 24,000 and change down to 20,000. It's just probably gonna be 20% of tops. So, 20% of $100 is going to be $20. You still have $980 to go back in, right? And you're probably going to make it up a lot faster on the way up because you have a lot more money to put in if it drops to 20,000s. Now, it's all depending on your strategy, man. I cannot tell you whether or not you should go in. I don't know what risk appetite you have. I don't know how much capital you have to invest and how much you can hold, what your exit target is going to be at. All these, you have to have a plan. And that is a plan you have to sit down and write and say, okay, I want to go in at this level with this much money, and always go back down and check your plan, right? Because, believe it or not, when you're trading with money, things go irrational. And it's good to have a written plan that you can go back and look at and know what you're supposed to do when. And just have the discipline to execute what you wrote down. Usually when you don't have the discipline, the market corrects you. You got to take a hit. And then you're going to be like, oh man, I should have, just executed the plan. But write down a plan. It is the easiest way to have all the information that you need to make the calls that you need to have the best results on your trades. That you write your plan with a cool head. You don't write your plan in a rush. You don't write your plan when you are in the heat of the moment, trying to make a decision. So you write it with a cool head, with time, and then you write what you're gonna do, right? How you're gonna go in, how much you're gonna be getting in at each level. If it starts to drop, what's gonna happen? What are you gonna do when it starts to drop? Until when are you gonna let it drop before you actually withdraw all your money, or most of your money, however you want to handle it. And then at what level are you gonna be buying back in if it drops, right? But just have a written plan. That's gonna help out. I think that's the best I could tell you as to how you could probably do that, right? Something about the Discord. Let's check it. Andrew said, wait on the Discord. Andrew looks super blurry, man. I'm not even sure what I'm looking at. All I hear is like, I'm not even sure if you can read it, but. I'm not even sure what asset I'm looking at because I can't even tell what this is. All right, so we're gonna look at this. It's taking forever to load. Here we go. All right, Cardano versus the dollar, calculated by TradingView. It's still tiny. All right, some breaks. Apparently trying to look for Andrew. I'm gonna guess. I'm not even sure. Are they trying to go for some Wyckoff here? Because I haven't even looked at the chart. Or are they just looking for resistances? Right. I'm not sure if these are resistance lines and support lines that were drawn on this chart, or if they're trying to look for some Wyckoff, accumulation pattern. Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's bring out the Wyckoff real quick then. All right, let's bring in the Wyckoff so we can look at what's happening here. We're gonna try to bring this in here. What happened with the other image that I had? I'm gonna try to make this smaller. And bring that other image that we had. We can kind of compare them. Sorry about all the fumbling here with the images, but trying to make everything fit on the screen in a way that it makes sense. Alright, here's what a wide accumulation events looks like. So we're getting that drop. So I guess here's a drop that's coming on, right? So here we go. So here's the drop that we're looking at. So here we go with this. So here is our CRST resistance level. Yeah. So we're going back down. Now we are somewhere in here. I guess we should be looking for I don't see the ST line. Okay, never mind. Yeah, if this is the ST line here, I think we're way down here forever. So that spring to stick forever. So we're not even going for that spring. Are we going for the other accumulation? No, it's not this one because this one's higher. So we have to be going for this pattern, I guess. The schematic one. Spring test on the volume. Maybe. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure if I will be going with Wyckoff on this, man. That phase C that we should be on is just taking forever, man. For me, it's just taking forever. I'll be looking for something else, right? Which is what Wyckoff also describes in that article, where I'm not sure what are you talking about, like the phase C, I guess, or. Yeah. Yeah, quickly reverses and moves back into the TR. So we're not getting that, right? We're not getting back onto the TR quickly. So I think this is invalidated, right? Yeah. All right. I would have to go back and read up a lot on volume because I can't remember everything that's on volume on Wyckoff, dude. For me, this taking a long time for the faces, and it should have been a quick move back up, and I just don't think we're getting that move. So yeah, I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure if I will be going to Wyckoff in this one. Once we get back above, I guess we could kind of probably consider a Wyckoff, but not really looking very much like it. All right, so far. So. Anyways, I think I'm gonna be calling it a stream for tonight. I'll try to be here tomorrow. I'll do my best to be here tomorrow, and we can keep on discussing a lot of this, Wyckoff accumulation and patterns, and a little bit more in depth into other things if you guys want as well. But I think for now, that's gonna be the stream. And I'll be here tomorrow, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow for another edition of So Crypto. Until then, thank you very much for stopping by.